Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. I hope you're still with us and still looking forward to this fabulous Saturday worth of crafting. Now, you've joined us ready for our masterclass. It's a masterclass all about your shaped cards, and wow, have we got some amazing demos lined up for you. We've got 5 very different sets and we've got 5 very different projects to really sort of pique your interest and inspire you and see if you would like them. And have we got some bargains for you? I have been amazed. We've got one die set that instead of paying £63.92, you're going to get it today pre-club price for £19 or $23.50. I'll just leave that one with you there. I'm going to leave that one as a little teaser and we'll maybe have a look at that one again in a little while. So what have we got today? This is, as I said, it's our masterclass. It's all about the shaped cards. I'm in the kitchen today. I'm not over in the craft room. Over in the craft room is my lovely friend, Jan. Hello, Jan.
Hi, it's very strange this, isn't it? You've been over there. I'm not used to this. I've got to get used to this now. It's, yeah, it's very different, I must admit, but doing a grand job, I must say.
Thank you.
I must say, that kitchen area scares me a bit. I'm happy over here.
That's
I'm happy on this side of the fence.
We'll leave you where you're comfortable. Now,
so yes, I've got a couple of the bundles, well, some samples from a couple of the bundles, and then throughout the show, we'll show you some more samples for inspiration. So we're going to have a look at those decorative gatefolds again. So if you were with us this morning when we did our Play Your Crafts Right, we talked about these and I did a little demo with these earlier. But we're going to go into a little bit more detail and I've got a slightly different demo lined up for you for this, this set. So the idea behind these, the concept design, is that you've got this, oh, do you know, I've done that. I had it this way, and then the writing on the back is the other way up, so I turned it round.
It's okay, we've got Sarah Brown from
this is me. This is me, I'm always upside down.
We've got Sarah watching from Australia, so it'll be perfect for her.
Bless. So yeah, the concept behind this is that you've got the 2 halves of the gatefold that meet in the middle perfectly. So a little bit of that yin and yang effect where you've got that line down the middle that's not straight. Usually when we make a gatefold, we cut them with the straight edges and they meet in the centre. These have all got a different connecting shape all through the different sets of dies. And you've also got 2 different dies. So this one has actually been done with 2 of the same panel. So the pattern on this side is the same as the pattern on that side. But when I show you the actual metal work, you'll see that in each set there are 2 different designs. So you can match them or you can alternate them, however you prefer. And then this is in part of the set as well. And again, each set has got a different shape. So if you're buying the bundle, there's nothing to stop you using one of the centerpieces from one of the other dies with this set and vice versa. But basically, to give you that lovely gatefold shape, it's cut on each end. You can see the shaping of it there, and then scored to fold and meet beautifully. So that was the concept design. So again, just to show you a different design there.
Oh, that's pretty.
I know you like this one with the zigzag in there, don't you? But yeah, those flowers are beautiful. And that's just got some inked cardstock behind it. And then we've just created a little flower there using those inked pieces just to match. But again, inside, just choosing a sentiment there. So all the sentiments obviously are from other collections. So the set don't come with a sentiment. So we've all got a box full of those that you can put in, whether it's a die cut or a stamped one. But then starting to alternate these and using them a little bit differently. So again, this is that same die as what we had here, but just using it once instead of making it into a gatefold, just to put a feature with a little bit of acetate there just to stabilise it, just makes it look, you wouldn't think that they were the same piece of metal that's made those.
No.
But yeah, just showing you a different way. And then again, this is one of the other designs. I love this one as well. That lovely zigzag, like it's like a crack through the ice in there, but that's a perfect example of showing you the 2 different designs. So if you'd taken this one and upturned it to this side, you could use them with the same pattern, same with this one, or use them alternatively. It's got that beautiful diamond shaping, and again, you know, just adding a piece of pattern paper or room to write a message in there, but you've got that lovely gatefold closure there. All right, just to finish them off. Again, this one, just extending it. So we've actually extended the panels and put some matting and layering. And again, but that again is the same set as this one. Looks
Wow.
totally different in the black
So
with the gilding
different,
wax,
isn't
doesn't it? And then again, you know, if you want to take it to a completely different look, you've got that lovely design there where we've put the dies at the end and then done that reverse fold to give you the focal point at the front. So again, that's just a few ways of using those. So those are coming up first, and then we've got these gorgeous pop-out scenes, and we've got a fantastic bundle of these on today. So again, very, very minimal on the front of the card there, because the detail comes when you cut in and create that gorgeous little pop-out scene in the middle there. So that's just a standard 6x4 card, done with the pop out and then the dies cut in. And again, we're going to use these later on in the show to show you how they work. Again, you know, keeping that sort of front of the card fairly straightforward, and then that's one of the different designs. You've got that party element, birthdays going on there, using it with all your bits of scrap paper that you've got around. Again, little woodland scene. This is the one I think that we're going to demo later. With a different look, but just putting them onto your cards. It doesn't have to be a pop-out element. Again, you know, the versatility with our dies means that you can just use them as a topper if you wish. It would make an excellent front for a shaker, something like that. How about popping them into your diorama cards as well? So it doesn't have to be a pop-out, just because that's how the concept was designed, just using them to cut in and using that sort of diorama shape there, or theatre card. And then this one's a little bit of a pièce de resistance. I did the star card in one of the craft alongs, and this has had the pop-outs put in here to create at the top. And just get it open, it's resisting me because it's been in the box with all the others inside. But you've got the front with the design on there, and then you've got it with all the pop-outs in the centres there. If I can get it opened up for you, you can see you've got that sort of star shape.
I think it's that one needs
It's
to pop out,
fighting
isn't
back.
it? It's popping,
Here we are,
it's
look.
gone in, if that pops
It's
out,
gone
that's
in
it.
instead of out, hasn't it?
Yeah, then it'll show.
That's it.
That's
It's
why
where
it's
it's been
resisting.
flat in the box. There we go, look. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Ah, it's
Perfect.
gone to
But
straight
look
into
at
the
that.
star shape.
Just using several of the different scenes in silhouette there. I think
Dramatic,
that is
isn't it?
absolutely stunning. A really, really fantastic way of using them and showing them off. So again, just a few samples to show you some ideas. So those are going to be sort of the beginning of the show, and then I've got some more samples to show you as we go through.
Absolutely gorgeous. So that's giving you the sneak peek of the one that I was telling you about with the fantastic price. So let's just go back to our decorative gatefolds. This is going to be our first demo, I believe. So what, as Jan already said, you get your two decorative panels. They match beautifully, but they are different designs. So you can use the two contrasting panels, or you can rotate them and use the two identical, or the one panel twice, to create identical sides to your panels. Now we've got them all of these boards show them as side by side, but Jan showed you so many different ways. Have them on the edges of your card, have them, you know, a single fold back. It's entirely up to you. So floral meadow. Then you've got your floral swirls, which is really pretty. And again, they're very different contrasting panels, which I think is lovely. And don't forget, as Jan was saying, these pieces, extra dies, will go with any of them. Just because they come with one set doesn't mean they have to stay with that set all the time. Then we've got the lace and scroll. So these sets are normally $14.99 each, but you're going to get them all today for £74.95 or $99.75, which is excellent value. Let's move that out of the way so you can actually see these all the way down. Isn't that beautiful? I do think these are stunning.
They'd make great party invites. You imagine the gatefold
Yes.
opening
Wedding
with all the party
invites.
invite details,
Oh.
or wedding invites
Yeah.
inside there would look stunning,
It would,
they?
wouldn't it? Classic
Yeah.
lace. This is that Z1, we were saying the opulent
Like the
botanicals.
Zorro
It
sign,
is, we were
isn't
saying
it?
it was, I think when we saw them before, it was like a Zorro sign. Now these did only launch on the 27th of April, so they are still quite new. So have you got yours and you haven't really done a lot with them yet? Jan's going to inspire you. This is our deco vines. Again, it is real pure art deco with that. So those are your 6 sets. And like I said, they should normally be $14.99, but you're going to get them all today for $74.95 or $99.95. Don't forget, you're going to get your platinum price on that for $59.96 or $79.80. And just to let you know, if you do buy these today, you're going to get a free die worth £30, or more or less £30. This is your 5x7 jigsaw die, and you're going to get that absolutely free whenever you spend, after your any club discounts, £30 or $40. So make sure don't let your basket sit on £28.99 or something like that, because you'll miss out on that die. Now, the other thing that you've got is our weekend saver, and this is our very special little craft bag. Now, as today is World Bird Migratory Day, get that the right way, we have put together a bird themed bag. I'm just going to show you, look at that. 7 die sets in here, is that right? 7, yes, 7 die sets in there. Look at all of those. So we have already looked at where are we? Vintage bird cage. Now that one should cost you $14.99. We've also had a peep of our lovebirds. That should cost you $19.99. So there you go, straight away, you've already got the value of your bag in those two. We've already seen, I love this one, Birds and Bloom. Now this is a stamp and die set. This is really clever because look at that. You've got 1, 2, 3 different dies, so you can have it over the left edge, over the right edge, or over the top of your cards. Really thought that out. Now we've already well exceeded the value of our bag just in those 3 die sets. So let's pick another one. Oh, I like this one. This is our twirling bird. So this is probably the die of the least value. This is $7.99. But when you add it on to what we've already got, the value we've already got, remember the value of this bag is £101.93 if you were to buy all of the elements individually. So you're getting here, you're getting the dies and all of the stamps in this collection. So we've still got another 3. We might give you a peek. Now, what stock level are we at on this? A third of the stock. We just told you 25%, so we've jumped right up to well over 30%. A third of the stock has now gone. Might last till tomorrow, but maybe not till tomorrow night. So hopefully you're going to get that. So that is £30 or $40 in the club, £24 or $32, which is exceptional value. So Jan, are you ready to show us something wonderful with the decorative dies?
We're going to use those decorative gatefolds in a slightly different way. This morning, if you were watching us this morning on Play Your Crafts Right, we actually looked at it more in the concept, and we did this one. We did this as a demo. So you've got that lovely border that opens out, and we did a double cut in the back there just to put a decorative element in the back. So that was how the concept was more designed, to get that sort of meeting. We're going to use them slightly different to make an easel card this time. So we're going to go along this kind of lines to this way. All right, so you can see there we've got a piece here.
Wow.
And we've got a piece cut into the front here in that traditional sort of easel style. If I just turn that round, our Charlotte can have a little look at it that way. It's easier that way, I think, isn't it? And then I've just trimmed it with elements from our Beautiful collection, using that craft card, which you all know is one of my favourites. So I'm going to show you how I've done this. Really straightforward and just an alternative way of using. I mean, there's no gatefold in there at all, you know, so it's different ways of using them. And I've used the same design this time. The one that we did this morning, we used the 2 different designs. And what I mean by that is each panel, if you look closely, is different. So you get 2 choices. This one we use one of each. On this one, I'm going to use the same panel. So we'll put that one over there, and I'm bringing in that classic lace for this one. So you can see there on the picture, you've got one design on one half of the die. You've got a second design. So you can use them together to make the same pattern, or you've got that alternate. So you've got 3 different ways straight away of using those before you even think about any other different style of card. So this is the metalwork. This is how it comes, and you can see you've got your 2 different designs. So we're going to use this half of the design. And then it also comes with the outside cutting edge as well. So in order to actually cut this out and create the shaping that I've got on here, we need to use the separate cutting edge here, like so. Now this one's got 3 sides that have got the cutting edge on, so across the top and bottom and round that decorative edge, but there's nothing on this side, which means it's going to stay attached to my piece of card here. So we're going to use those 2, and then this particular one has got that lovely shape on here. Whether you used it vertically, I'm going to use it horizontally to create those little sentiment pieces, and I'll show you the bits that I've put together for those in a second. So what I've done then is I've taken my piece of cardstock, cardstock. And this is going to be the beginnings of my gatefold card. So this measures 6 high by 10 across. I've scored it down the centre. So I scored it at 5 inches and I've scored it again at 2.5 inches. So if we actually fold this now and burnish those folds, this is going to give me sort of the structure part of my easel card. So that's my centre fold, and then I'm going to fold it back on itself again, and we've got what we know as being that shape for the easel. And then I've got a separate piece that will come on the front there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the die into the front of here, and we're also going to cut it into the top section here. All right, so I've got one of the panels done. We'll actually do the front of this one. So I'm going to bring in my Gemini plate there, and I'm going to work onto that one. And on this front section, if you remember, we're going to fold it like this. So I'm working along this front section. We're actually going to tape this one with its outer part here, because I want it to cut that shape across the front, remembering that it's not going to cut down this edge. So let's just pop that into place with some tape on here. And again, like I was saying earlier with these, check them out first without any metal shim and see how they perform. I would always do that first run through the machine without any metal shimming. They are very detailed. They may or may not need your shim. All the Geminis are made to the same specification, but in my opinion, and I think this depends on how much they've been used, the pressure does vary slightly. All right, like anything mechanical, you do get slight variations in. So I'm just going to pass that through the Gemini. I've got the large one out here. Now the dies themselves are 6 inches by just over 2 inches, so the die would actually fit through your Gemini Junior or your Midi. It depends on the size of the cardstock that you're working on as to the plates that you're going to need and the machine. So let's just have a little look and see how that one's done.
I think you're absolutely right there about the pressure in the machines. Mine at home is so intense that sometimes I have to sort of take a little bit of pressure off.
Out, yeah.
Just otherwise, the card, you can just feel the cards being almost squashed.
Yeah, and then it sort of ruttles the card if there's too much pressure, yeah. I mean, we give you the instruction books with the Gemini, but they are a guide to start them. And don't ever be afraid to alter what's inside. As long as you've got your 2 clear cutting plates, top and bottom, for cutting. What goes in the middle, it doesn't matter what order it's in, it doesn't matter if you need to take out. I would always take the magnetic one out first.
That's what, yeah.
And it may be that you've got a thin piece of cardstock that you replace that with. You know, if you're having issues with it ruttling card, or if it's put in too much, and sometimes it mashes the I've had it where they've pulled the die cut out and it's just literally been shredded, because it's you know, the pressure in here doesn't change in the Gemini. It's about what you're putting through there. Now that looks absolutely fine. I'm quite happy with that. If for any reason parts of it hadn't cut, all I would do would be to pop my metal shim over the top, add the other plates back in, all 3 of the others back in, and just run it through my Gemini again. But there's no point in doing that first time if it doesn't need it, because you're just applying unnecessary pressure to that cardstock. Now the craft card's quite forgiving, but if you were working with something like a Centura Pearl, you know, you don't want to end up with all the scarring all over your cardstock and things like that. So I've just taken that off, and you can see where it's taken the edges here and that lovely decorative edge. And then if I just use my brush again, that should get rid of those extra little pieces that are just still there in the middle. And if there are any little stubborn ones, we'll treat it to the old pokey tool. I think most of those have come out. Usually you have a look and there's one still hiding.
Isn't it effective in craft card?
Pardon?
Effective in craft card.
Do you know, I have a bit of an addiction with craft card, yeah. I love it.
Do you get a bit clammy hand when your supply goes down?
Oh yeah, a bit jittery. I've always got a good 2 packs in reserve, yeah. And when I take another one out, I'll order a next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do use it a lot. It looks absolutely gorgeous with things like white embossing powder on. I love working with turquoise with it.
Ooh.
But you can see how that's cut. If I put it over that piece of black there, just look at that design there. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to be the front edge, which is the equivalent of this edge here. And then all I've done is taken the spare piece, and I've done exactly the same and cut that piece just the same into the top edge of there, so you can see that one matches beautifully. Okay, so we've actually got then our base and our top cut with those beautiful edges just to match there.
So craft cards, so some craft card like this one has a sort of a front and a back.
Yes.
It's just about thinking about which side you, because you're doing an easel card, you just have to think it through, don't you?
And again, there's no right or wrong.
There's
It's
not.
like with a lot of cardstocks, you'll get a front of it and a reverse of it that are obvious, but I don't think it matters. You know, if you prefer the lighter coloured side,
I do prefer the richer side.
I like the darker one, yeah.
But it's just about me thinking, well, actually, I'm going to put that on the inside because it's the inside I'm going to see.
That's right, yeah. So I've scored this to fold that dark colour inside on the bottom so that it shows here.
And that patch of the light is going to be hidden.
But that's behind there.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see that lighter bit. But if you prefer the lighter coloured side, you would just fold it the other way and you'd die cut it that way.
Yeah.
So no right or wrong. You know, if you were doing a paler design and you'd maybe got some cream and some gold in there, you might like that lighter side.
Maybe you would,
But I must admit, I'm with you, Corrine. I like that rich side on there. So we've got our construction part at the ready. That was the difficult bit, believe it or not, if you want to call it difficult. I don't think it was, just cutting out that. The rest of it is just embellishments now. So again, I've made some mats and layers, and I've just used one of our folders that's got that lovely brickwork on there, and that's going to go on our top section like so. And then I've just used some green to go at the bottom, okay? In fact, I might swap those round. No, we'll cut them to match. All right, so we'll do that with our tape pen. Okay. And again, I'm using that full double-sided one for this, just to put these onto the craft card. Really nice, strong, double-sided tape in that pen format just means that it just flows beautifully. So we're just going to mat and layer those, and all I've done is measure the space, and then I work 1/4 of an inch less for each mat that I put on there. And then we're going to do the same with this one. So again, a bit of tape all the way round. At least this way I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to get the backing off or not. And then this piece is going to go
There is something to be said for that, isn't
Oh,
there?
honestly, yeah, I'm safe with the tape pen. I don't have to battle the back of the foam tape.
It's absolutely lovely. We've got loads of people commenting on the socials. It's great to see you've come back to join us, even though for some of you it's a lovely sunny day. Great that you've joined us. We've got Alison, May Lees, Sarah Brown, Linda Ryan, Linda's in sunny Dudley, Pam E, hi Pam, Maricel, California, wow, Marino in Maine. There is so many lovely. Hi Corrine and Jan, lovely to see you on Craft's Companion now. Thank you very much. Oh, we've got Lottie in Bolden Colliery in the northeast of England. Hopefully it's as apparently that's just up the road, and hopefully it's as sunny for her. And we've got Linda Page in Somerset and
Fantastic.
Deborah in sunny Lancashire. Oh, she's excited because Mr. Yodel delivered some dancing dragonflies and a tag punch this morning. That's been this week's launches. Oh, and Sarah Brown saying she ordered these dies when they first came out and she can't wait to play with them.
Fantastic.
So many people.
I wouldn't swear, but I think I've got a craft along next month with the dragonflies. Oh, and I was doing a little happy dance around the lounge. I've not had a craft along for ages, and then the dragonfly collection, I was just like, yeah, don't pull your shirt over your head, Jan, don't get too giddy. Yeah.
Well, Patty is really happy to see you today. She said it's been too long.
Oh, thank you. Do you know, a lot of people have said the same.
I think because you're part-time and also you've been doing a few hobby maker shows as well.
Yeah, I do both.
It's not that you've been away that long, it's just that you've
I must admit, yeah, it does. And I get that, and I'm very, very appreciative of all the messages that you guys sent. I really do. I do try and pop a reply on there, and anybody, there was a couple of people that had asked questions, I've tried to answer those for you. So we've got the makings there. We've got that green layer at the bottom, and then we've got our little brick layer at the top. And then coming back to that embellishment piece, again, you've got 3 separate dies. So we've got an outside one that's just going to make like a matte layer. So you've got that sort of shape going on here. And then we've got that lovely decorative layer, and they're all the same, all the sets are the same. The only thing that differs is the shape of this. And again, you can see I've cut that underneath there. So I've cut one in green and I've cut one in yellow to do the opposite and just put the Be Happy on. And then the little tiny one in the middle is what I've cut out, that's stamped effect. Okay, so pop those to one side, and then I also did, just from that collection, the Be Happy collection, we had to have a couple of little bees there as well, just to decorate.
You could do that from your cute characters.
Absolutely. There's so many characters on that show.
We've got the lovely little bees on there, haven't we?
Perfect. And again, just cutting them out, like I was going to show you to trim round them. Absolutely perfect for the job. So we're going to have the bee at the top in the centre there, which looks about right. And then we're going to have happy, or you could have gone Be Happy. We could have offset them. I'm just going to stick with that centre point there. And then the little bees, again, I've just popped these on some foam pads. We'll have these one just there and one. So again, nice and straightforward. Like I said, the die cutting was actually the technical part. Okay, but then once this stands up behind there, you can see that lovely that gatefold effect with that beautiful. So just another way of using those. Even though they were designed to be gatefold, there's nothing to stop you using them on the edge. Again, if you'd have cut another layer, you could do that drop shadow behind there. So it maybe would have looked nice with a gold mirror card, drop shadow behind it. So many different ways of using them there. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? Just shows you the versatility. I just said there are 18 different ways to use those 6 die sets, you know, by interchanging them. But then, as Jan has shown you, use them as your, you know, decorative elements on your easels. We were showing you, you can separate them and pull them apart. There are so many different ways. So if you want those today, they're going to be $74.95 or $99.75, but your platinum price is going to go down even more. And don't forget, if that's all you're buying today, you're also going to get your jigsaw die as well. So a quick look at the dies that you're going to get. You're going to get your floral meadow. Which one did you use on that one? You used... This was the classic lace. Classic lace, oh, I think that's, right back there. So there you go, you've got your floral meadow, absolutely beautiful. You've then got your floral swirls. I just think these are so clever. It's so clever how both the designs work so well. That's like your lightning flash down there, that's your lace and scroll. So pretty. That one, I think that's definitely one of my favourite panels, that one. Keep coming back to that every time. Then we've got our classic lace, which is the one that Jan's just used. And again, she just used that one, I think. Just one half of it, yeah? Yeah, just half of that, just to show you. You could then make it, if you only buy this die set, you could then make it again with the other one and get a completely different look. Then we've got our opulent botanicals, which is so gorgeous with that Zorro Z going through there. But look at all the different designs you're getting in the middle. And remember, if you do buy the full collection, there's nothing to stop you mixing and matching and round those. And then we've got our deco vines as well, which is so pretty. It's hard when you look at the dies, you don't realise the level of intricacy that they're going to cut out, because they're like solid dies. And when you actually see these, you realise. So that is absolutely brilliant. So pop those in your baskets today, and that's the price you're going to get there. Now, the next one we're going to look at is pop-out scenes. So I've got these here. Now, you're going to get 8 sets here, and normally these sets are $7.99 each. Now, let me tell you, they're $7.99 each, or today you can get 2 sets for £14.50. Sounds like a good deal. But an even better deal is 8 sets for £19, or if you're a platinum member, £15.20. So for 70p more than buying 2 sets, you're going to get all 8. I can't tell you what to buy, but I think I know what I would be buying. I think I know. For £19 or $15.20 in the as a platinum member, or $23.50, $18.80 as a platinum member, I don't think there is much to choose from here. So first of all, you're going to get the secret garden. Look at that, you've got that lovely little picket fence around there, and you've got the aperture. So as Jan showed you, these are designed to come so that they pop out when you open the card. But I think, to me, I'm looking at that straight away. If you didn't tell me these were pop out, I'd be thinking they were like apertures for shaker cards, or layering them up and maybe doing diorama cards. Absolutely perfect. Now, are they all circular? They're all circular, so you could actually use multiples of these and put them one behind each other to create a scene. So you've got your secret garden,
You've got your time to celebrate, which is lovely. Look at the bunting at the top there and the table, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Then you've got your country village, which is so pretty. And I'm thinking of all the other, and again, think of these with your cute characters, how you may be going to be developing scenes and putting them together. Look at this one. This one is just crying out to be used with these cute characters that I've got down here, because you've got your deer, you've got your squirrel, all in those cute characters, so they're going to work. And don't forget, for everyone, we've not even mentioned, you're going to get your stamps as well. And then you're getting your extra little dies here that are going to cut out some of your stamped elements as well. I mean, the value here is phenomenal. So this one is Party Vibes, but if you think about it, use those two together, one in front of the other, to create that diorama one. I'd be doing this one at the, where am I? This one at the front, and then this one at the back, to create that fantastic diorama, you know, picture. Then we've got our home, absolutely beautiful, all those new homes, cards and everything. And maybe you're going to mix this, as we were using yesterday, with your Knitwits homebody collection, the papers, that would work perfectly with this. Everything just comes around together. Then we've got Enjoy the Bubbles, which is so much fun, isn't it? I love that. And finally, we've got Go Camping. That gorgeous outdoor scene, absolutely gorgeous. Now, you're going to get all of those dies, all of those stamps, for that phenomenal £19. So that is saving you 70% on their normal full price. So this is absolutely brilliant. If you want these, I think we're going to do a demo on these, but I guess you're going to have to check these out quite quick, because I think as soon as Jan starts using these, the bit of stock we've got is going to disappear. So Jan, before they do sell out, could you please show us what we can be doing with them?
Right, so we're going to use that Into the Woods, and we're going to do sort of a little scene card here. So you can see, just have a look at that one there. It's got a little bit of depth in it there. We're going to use some of the stamped elements. We've got the sentiment from the kit, and then this beautiful little die cut into there. If I just pop that up that way, we'll just see if we can pick it up. We've gone with black over the navy there. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we've used this particular set, and in your set you're going to get the metal work to cut the shapes into your design, and you've also got extra little pieces in here which work with the stamp set. So if I turn this over, you can see that little dinky stamp set there has got your sentiments on, and I've stamped out this one here that says, I hope your day is full of surprises. That's going to go on the front of the card. I've also stamped out the little acorn and coloured that one in with some of my markers. We're going to use that as an embellishment, and then we've also got this one that's going to be our moon in the back of the scene. So I've got those ready, but then I want to show you how to cut in that detail. So what I've done is taken some of our matte black cardstock this time, and this one actually measures 10.5 by 5.5, and the first thing that we're going to do is actually score just a couple of lines in the edge of here, just so that I can centre the main part here. So on here we've got where are we, 1.25 inches in from the edge. So just on here I'm going to go 1.25 inches on this side, okay, and 1.25 inches on this side. I was remembering what the dimensions, did I do the same? No, that's just going to be 1 inch then. So again, another inch further in, and again at this side, that inch. So I've gone at 1.25 and 2.25, which has left me that space now that I can centre my middle piece in. So let's put that to one side. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the die, and the die again has no external cutting edge, so this is going to cut into your cardstock. So if we just have a little look there, you can see all that cutting detail around the little animals and the trees and everything, but there's nothing around the edge. So when I cut this into my card, it's just going to leave that aperture in here. So all we're going to do then is pop some tape on there to keep it in place, and I'm just sort of eyeballing around the edge so that I've got an equal distance on all 4 of those sides in that central square there, so about there, and then I'm going to put my tape in the middle because this bit's going to be waste and I don't have to worry about that snagging the cardstock. So just get rid of the pieces off there, and again, you know, depending on the size of your project, you can see that that's easily going to fit in the junior and the midi. Obviously my piece of cardstock's a little bit longer, and seeing as I've got my big Gemini out, we're just going to run it through on that plate. Okie doke, so we pass that through. That's going to cut my detail out.
It's nice that you've got options of which machine to use, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think a lot, I would say, it was a while ago now, we've got a lot more dies in the range, but the original quote was about 85% of the dies will go through the junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said,
whether that's changed more recently with the number of dies and different styles we've got out now, but originally I think it was something like 85% went through there.
But I think it's like you say, the die might go through, but it all depends on what size card you're putting into.
Yeah. But I mean, this one, you know, you could have got away with folding in those edge pieces as long as it didn't interfere with what's in the middle. Yeah. You can see that would go on a junior plate. Dead easy.
Well, you could have done it the other way on your junior plate, couldn't you? And just have pieces over the edge.
Absolutely, yeah. So but then that would need to go through, you know, you could have it sticking out this way in your junior, you could have had it coming out this way in the big one. So yeah, lots of different ways. Don't think, oh, I haven't got that machine, so I can't use it. So again, I was just going to show you on here, just gorgeous little silhouette scene.
Isn't that
absolutely
lovely?
Beautiful. And then what I'm going to do, let's just have a look here. I think I've got with me, and this is not on the show today, but I know a lot of you have got the gilding wax there.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah, so, it's on our website, so if you want that, just go check it out on the website. So it is there.
I've got the silver, and what I'm going to do is just highlight. So let me just get those folds in so that I know where they're going to be.
I think this one would look nice with a drop shadow as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, you could do the drop shadow, maybe with some silver card, just sort of as if the moon's shining.
Right, now apparently that silver gilding wax is quite elusive normally. It doesn't stay around for very long, but today it's in stock.
Yeah, when I worked in the store, we could never ever keep this one on the shelf. The others were fine, the golds were fine, but the silver was always the one that disappeared. Yeah.
Do you think it's because they do one silver, but they do like three or four shades
I think
of gold?
People have the favourites in the gold, so there's more to go around. Yeah. But with the silver one, yeah, there's
You've got
just that
silver
one.
and that's it.
So all I'm going to do here then is, if I've got my little moon, when we do the final design here, the moon's shining. So I'm just going to bring this to the edges of some of the die cuts here as if it's picking up some of the moonlight there, and this will just help it stand out a little bit from that background as well. So just a little tiny touch of it. I don't need much.
You don't, but it does highlight it.
It goes a long way there, yeah. And then I'm going to buff that as well. So whenever you're using the gilding wax, just give it a second or two. It's not a wet product as such, obviously it's wax, but just give it a second, and then with a nice smooth cloth, just give it a buff.
Well, they were originally designed as furniture polishes,
They were,
weren't they?
yes.
So, you know, if you think logically, then they will buff up.
Just brings up the sheen on it a little bit more. So we'll just get rid of that off
before the whole card is gilding wax.
I know. My cloth comes in handy for everything. It cleans everything up. So,
apparently, is that
producer Johnny's just saying, is it a new one?
Is this a new one?
Yeah, but look how dirty it is already. It covers everything, honestly. It cleans everything up.
Go through the washing
my old
machine,
one's been retired.
Has it? Did it look a bit sorry?
Referred fondly to as my dirty rag. Beautiful frame. I might use it as a background one of these days on a card. You never know. It might reappear. It might get a new life.
Oh, great.
So I've got a few mats and layers just to trim this up. And what I've done is I've looked at the size of the circle here and just used my circle dies to actually create an extra layer that's just a wee bit bigger than that one that's cut in. So I've just measured it. If I have a look with my ruler, the actual aperture in the die is just over 3 inches in diameter. So anything else that you've got in your kit, you know, whether it's a circle from another set of dies or if you've got the nesting dies, just something a little bit bigger, and that's allowed me to keep that frame around the centre. So we're just going to pop those together, and I've done one on pattern paper and one on a piece of cardstock just to frame it, create that mat and layer there.
does make such a difference. And you could also use different sizes in the centre, couldn't you? So that you
Yep.
have an aperture within an aperture almost.
Get off. So let me just have a look. That one's going to go lined up with that one.
You see, you're very brave using that. I would be wet glue. I wouldn't trust myself with a tape pen for that. You have faith in yourself.
Well, there's a secret in my madness, because any little imperfections, you just put a frame and cover them up, you see. There's a trick for everything, Corrine. And I am going to go to my wet glue for this one, because it's just a little thin frame. And all I've done is just use a couple of the circle dies together just to create that little frame from my nesting dies. And I am going to pop this on with a little bit of wet glue.
We always talk about a butterfly hiding our errors, but there's often different ways that you can,
there sure is.
Can do it if you are feeling...
Just in case you've not got something quite lined up right, hides a multitude of sins. So this is just going to go around here, and if anything was quite offset, this is going to cover it up there, look. You would never know.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to put that one on with my tape pen again, around the centre of that aperture that we've created.
Mary Reno, she agrees. She says this one is her favourite. She loves the silver gilding wax too. So I think she means she loves that dye, but she also loves the silver gilding wax. So Barbara says, oh, super cute. Diane S is loving these dyes. So yeah, we've got everybody there watching. So glad you're enjoying this. It's just lovely to be able to take that time with the masterclass and just get in, you know, have a look at these dyes and really...
It's nice to have such a range as well on masterclass, because obviously a lot of the time we focus on maybe one or two dyes, but this, because we've gone along the shaped card route, we've literally gone through the collections and looked at what fit that description, and we've got a really nice collection of elements that create the shaped cards in different ways. You know, it might be the external shape of the card, it might be the internal shape, it might be that gatefold element there. So you can see we've got that at the ready. And then what we're going to do is going to pop that onto a shorter piece to create that constant shape there, but it will still fold flat to pop in an envelope. So in the back of there, I've just got a nice peeled piece of pearlescent blue, so that night sky.
I think
we're just going to pop
might be out of the butterfly, Dancing Butterflies.
It could be.
Looks very...
I usually have them at the side of me. I've got several on the go. I was using Country Lane as well. Do
you know, if somebody said that this one set was £19, you wouldn't be surprised. And the fact that you're getting 8 sets, I think, is absolutely amazing. Such good value, because you're getting the stamps and dies as well. I mean, and the things that you can do with these is just amazing. Absolutely gorgeous.
I think the beauty of having them as a bundle as well, Corrine, and I know I've said this before, is the mix and match ability. Just because we've put an acorn and a moon with this set doesn't mean that you couldn't use the butterfly from one of the other sets to embellish with, or, you know, any of those extra little stamps that are in those other sets. And I think that's one of the beauties of having them as a set. They will sort of, because they've been designed to do the same job, everything's sized right, and they're literally all going to play nicely together with each other, let alone being embellishments for other things, you know, that you might want to pull out. I know a lot of you ladies have like an inventory of all your crafty goodies, so it may be, you know, that you're looking for something that's got a moon stamp in it, and if one of these was listed, you know, you could just go in there, you could get that little stamp out, and you've got your moon there at the ready.
Do you know,
so
that really works with that silver gilding wax.
It's just highlighted it that little bit, hasn't it? I know when I did this one, it was sort of against the blue and the black. There's not a lot of definition, but when you look at it with the gilding wax on, it's just now as if this moon is actually shining down and catching the light there. And then the little acorn as well, just as an extra embellishment. You can pop these on foam if you wish, but I'm not going to push my luck. I'm just going to stick with that flat element. So a little squirrel here, look, he's offering his acorn to the deer. So it's all in keeping. And then this one is just going to go towards the bottom there. So I just need to pop some glue on this half.
It's lovely. It's actually quite a robust design, but it will still fold down lovely and flat for you, won't it?
You've got that dimension. So I'm just going to hold that tacky glue for a second until that grabs on there. But you can still
pop it completely flat there, just to pop in an envelope. You could make your envelopes, it could fit in an ordinary envelope. Finished design, you're looking at just under 8 inches by 5 1/4.
All you need to, because you've got 2 panels of 1 inch down the side, whatever side you do at the top, just take 2 inches off the side, off the length, and that's going to work brilliant for your back length as well.
Yeah.
That looks really, and I do love that gilding wax. That gilding wax really
just as if the moonlight's shining there, isn't it?
It's
Yeah, really
perfect.
pretty. So just one way of many.
Yeah.
So again, I've not gone through that pop out. That was the original concept.
Yeah.
I like to show you other ways, because people may have bought into these when we launched them. They may have been available since then. If you're buying them today, it's actually got a little instruction book in this one that shows you how to do the pop out element. So again, just giving you another idea of something else that you can do with them while we're demoing for you.
Oh, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Now, if you do want those, it isn't wrong. It is the right price on your screen. You are going to get all 8 sets. Now, everything that Jan has done just there with that collection, you could do with all of these. So you've got your secret garden, which has got your lovely little picket fence. You've got your butterflies. We all need butterflies, but you've also got your stamp as well. You've got your country village. That's good to know. Oh, can you imagine maybe doing it Halloweeny in the black with that one with the village? That would look really good, wouldn't it? Then you've got the Into the Woods, which Jan has just used. So remember, what she's just done with this one is going to work with all of them. You've got your time to celebrate, and I think things like your time to celebrate and your party vibes would go layer up one on top of each other. But look at this, you've got all of the stamps on here, absolutely perfect. You've got our home. I think that one's lovely. All those new cards. How about this? Enjoy the bubble. Just something if you want to send to a friend for a little bit of a pamper time, just to say you're thinking of them. That's going to be perfect. And then you've got your go camping, something that we've all started doing a lot more of since lockdown and all that, because perhaps that's the only way you can go. Now, if you do want all of those, you're going to get all of those today. Instead of paying, where were we? These were $4.99 each, I think they were. I've lost it yet. And you're going to get them all today for £19 or $7.99 each. Sorry, I got that right. Yeah, I lost it. There we are. $7.99, or you could get them 2 for £14.50, $18. But why do that when you can get all 8 sets for £19, $23.50, and that's going to drop down to £15.20, $18.80 as a platinum member. Now, you're going to ask me, what is this all about, the platinum member? If you want to know a little bit more, maybe give you time to check out, because these are selling so fast. Then have a look at our little video. This is going to go now, and we'll see you on the other side.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Hello and welcome back. Right, now I've got a few little goodie bags to show you before we get any further. Oh, this one goes really well with my dress. I might have to have this one. Right, this is our Gemini die cutting mystery bag. Now, as you know, this month we're all about the Gemini die cutting machine. It really is a fabulous, fabulous machine. I think this week we're on the main, are we on the main Gemini machine? I think it is. It's the main Gemini machine. Now, if you do want to have a look at that, that is on a really good deal because it is the Gemini machine with a £100 goodie bag free. Now, you might already have your Gemini machine. If you already had your Gemini machine, maybe you want to get your own Gemini mystery bag, and this is what we've got here. So this one is all about paper crafting. And again, £30, $40, dropping down to £24, $32 if you're a platinum member. And again, the value in this is amazing, £102.95 or $125.79 worth of value. Now, I know our lovely Joe showed you everything in this bag yesterday, so I don't feel guilty. Joe was just, he was about 3 foot off the floor yesterday. I'm glad he's not here today, because we would have him on the roof. He would be on the roof. He's so excited for Eurovision tonight. Right, now, you're going to get a full alphabet. Now, I love these. You can create some amazing techniques with these. These you can cut out of your background and raise them up on foam pads and really give that drop shadow look. So you've got your full alphabet there. You've then got this gorgeous, what's it called? Interchangeable arched window tunnel. Wow, that's a lot of words, isn't it? So you've got the gorgeous arches, and then you've got all of the detail on here. So you've got those gorgeous designs. If you look on the back here, you can see you've got the lovely detailed design and then the arches as well. You're also going to get this one here. So this is your tulip window. Wow, this is beautiful. This is just crying out to be used with your paper piecing. Did you get your paper piecing release sheets recently? Now, cut them out with that, and that's going to be a perfect way to do your paper piecing. And you could do the same with this one. This is your kingfisher window. Absolutely beautiful. So this has just been cut in black over a gorgeous inky background, but you could, as you can see down here, paper piece it if you want to, or maybe colour it in as well. And the final die you're going to get is this shaped edgeable. So this is your cute florals. So not only are you going to get this gorgeous die that's cutting the edge, but you're also going to get the sentiment stamp, it's not a die, that will stamp on there. Now you're going to get all of those. You haven't got to pick one set, two sets or whatever. You're going to get all 5 of those sets, which is massive, for £30 or $40. So that's if you're into paper crafting. But we know not everybody's into paper crafting. Some people are more of your soft craft. And this is what you're going to get in here. Now, can I just tell you, again, you've got 4 die sets in here, but that die set alone, your Build-A-Block is £30. That's the price of your bag, £30 for your Build-A-Block. You're going to get another Build-A-Block. Wow, absolutely amazing. If you do want to use these for paper crafting, use them for paper crafting, but they are deep dish dies, so they will go through through your cardstock easily. We've also got our Joyful Heart. Again, this is absolutely beautiful. So it's going to give you, so what you've got here is you've got your dies. I'll turn it around here. So you've got your dies for your nested heart, so you can do your layers, but you've also got a stencil for your embroidery. Could that be used as a stencil to ink through? I can't see why not. Cannot see why not at all. I'm thinking, yep, put my inks through there, that's going to be perfect. And then you've also got your half equilateral triangles. Now, I did have to ask Becky about this. I said, but why are they not that shape? Why have they got the little corner cut off? And she said they have the little corner cut off because that's for your seam allowance, so that you don't get bulky bits in the corner. So that will then, when you put 2 of them together, you don't get the bulk. There, Jan, did you not know that either, Jan?
I'm not a soft crafter.
You're not a soft crafter.
I didn't know that.
No, there we go. I do try to remember what I'm told. Now, if you want all of those, remember, for the price of that one, you're going to get all of those. So £30, $40, or dropping down to... How many have we got left? Ooh, we've not got very many. We've not got very many, and they're supposed to last till Wednesday. Okay, so if you are into your soft craft and you think those are going to really help, then have a go at that. Now, as I said, £30, $40, and it's going to drop down even less. Now, what we're going to look at next, and Jan's going to demonstrate for us, is our shaped easel cards. So these are 4 sets, and they're normally $16.99 each. So you'd normally be paying £67.96 or $79.80 for these. But we're going to give you 20% off before your club price, dropping that down to £53.99 or $62.99. Look at that club price down there. Just down, if I come this way, that way, there we go. Ooh, I can't do it, there we go. Club price just down there. £43.19 or $50.39. Now you're going to get all of these. Now, we talk about them being shaped easel cards, but they are dies. It is a die. So you can be using these as an easel, not as an easel. It's entirely up to you. So I love this one. This is your ornate cross. Weddings, anniversaries, sympathy cards, christenings, all of those, naming ceremonies, all of those, they're going to work like that. Weddings, did I say weddings? Might have done. Absolutely beautiful. So that's your ornate cross, and it's really, really clever. So you've got the little piece that pops out, goes in here, and look at all that detail. Then you've got your botanical bunny. Isn't he gorgeous? So you get your outside die just there to create your easel, and then you got your detailed one. So you could be cutting this shape into, I'm thinking maybe you could cut that into a panel and put that in the front of a shaker card. Would look really lovely. Then we've got our noble heart. Isn't that beautiful? So you get the 2 shaped there, and then the detail one as well. And finally, you're going to get your exquisite butterfly. Did I hear you say this is the one you're about to use? Exquisite butterfly. It's a large die, is this. I'm going to cough, so I'm going to let you take over, Jen.
Oh, right. I'm trying to keep mine under control today. I've been swinging the cough mixture, so yeah, still coughing from last time I was here. So again, just to show you a few samples for inspiration, and then we're going to have a go with the demo just to show you how these go together. So yeah, that butterfly there, if I pop him on my mat, we're looking at about 5.5 by 4.5 inches, so it's a good size. This could be used as a topper for a card. Like Corrine said, they'd be great to pop acetate behind and make shaker cards, but they were designed to make that lovely easel card design. So you can see that the back of the card is actually still the shape of the butterfly, and I'll show you how we do that. And then you've got the dies to do the mats and layers, and then that lovely intricate die for the top there. So that was the concept, but then why not take that concept into a double and actually look at making a double easel. So this one, we've used it twice. So this is like 2 of these, and then literally just overlap them at the bottom there and stuck them together. You can see there at the back, we've just literally popped them one over the other, but that allows you to create that beautiful double design. If I can just get that to click in place there. He's misbehaving and trying to fly away.
It's because you're doing it from behind,
It is, yeah, upside down, back to front. It's always the case, and there we go, look. But how gorgeous would that be as a bit of a showstopper if it was a nice special birthday or an anniversary, a wedding card? You could have a bride and groom on each of those. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've done the same with the hearts. And again, those hearts, really good size. Look at those. So again, you can see that beautiful design there being put together, and we've done that double effect again. So just to lock those behind the hearts, absolutely stunning. You just imagine that on a mantelpiece, alongside all those lovely rectangular shop bought cards. Just going to speak, it's going to have centre stage, isn't it? But they don't have to be easels. You know, that's the little bunny there. And what we've done a cheeky little easel on the front of a card there, just using the bunny. So different ways of using it. And then again, you know, you might just want to make them into a topper. You know, so there's nothing to stop you cutting these out and decorating them and just having them on an ordinary card there. So again, lots of different ways of using them, as always. Pop those to one side, and we're going to go down that easel route, and we're going to go with the nice colourful one like so. So I'm going to show you how simple, again, you know, the dies do all the work, the production team have done all the thinking, they've applied that and put it into the metalwork. You've got the die, all you've got to do is cut it out. So I've taken a piece of our white all-purpose card again, and this is just literally a piece of A4 that I folded in half just to get us started. And then in your die set, whoops, it's alive. We've got that. Just look at the size of him. I mean, that's a piece of half A4 cardstock, and you can see how big that is. So what I'm going to do is take that external piece, this is the largest one, and then we've got a matte layer that's going to fit nicely inside there, and then you've got your beautiful intricate piece that doesn't have a permanent edge. So if you want to cut it out as a layer, you're going to pop this outside edge with it to cut it out. And again, I'll show you what I mean by that. And then you've got your little decorative piece in the middle. So to make the card blank, we're going to use that largest one of the set. And what I'm going to do is just pop it over the edge of that fold. So where my card's folded here at the top, all right, I'm going to pop this on, and literally just a fraction, I'm just going to pop it over the edge, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll turn it over so that you can see the effect, the die, and just stick that down. But you can see here I've just got a little tiny bit, pop it on there for you. You just see the little tiny bit of the metalwork popping out here. So that means it's going to leave that fold intact when we cut it. Now, because I've got my Gemini, I can cut through 2 layers of this at once. All right, so depending on what die cutting machine you're using and how much pressure there is in there, you may need to run it through a couple of times, but I know that the Gemini is going to cut through both those. Even though it's a 300 GSM card, we're going to pass that through, and it's going to cut that shape, which is going to give me the base of our easel card. So just to take that through, and then once we've got that through the Gemini, just have a little look there, and you can see, look, we've gone straight through both layers of that, no trouble. And take this back off. I've popped the tape again near the outside so that we don't have to worry. And then I'm also, just for ease, so that they don't get in the way, for the base, I'm really sorry, Mr. Butterfly, but I'm going to chop his antennae off because this is going to be part of our easel that we need to fold again to make that return. So just for that back piece, we don't actually need the antennae on there. So yeah, he's going to have a quick amputation, and I'm literally just going to snip it across there. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go.
You don't care, do you?
Okay, but what you can see is where we overhung the die, it's kept the folded part in place. So this could be your card. You might want to make a little shaped card just in the shape of the butterfly. What I'm going to do now is bring in my scoreboard, and I'm going to look on here for around about the centre. So if I measure this from one side to the other, let's do that on there. We're looking at approximately 4.5 inches. So if I pop the fold up against my left hand edge, 4.5, I'm going to score at around 2.25 and just do myself a score line across the centre then, which will allow me to fold that one. And you can see we've got the beginnings of that easel card again. So simply found the centre. So if you're using the heart, or if you're using any of the other designs, just roughly the centre, and pop yourself a score line in, and that's going to be that sort of mechanism for our easel. Okay, then I've used the same die again to cut another plane, just one, and I've left his antennae intact this time. And this is the piece that's then going to sit, and you can just see, you know, just like we did with that first card, that is what your easel amounts to. So once you've done the worker part there, the concept, we're back to that decoration again. So what I've done is I've taken the next layer down and cut out again a piece of the white stamping card, the all-purpose card now, it was stamping card, wasn't it? And then I've just used some of my water reactive inks on there. So there's a little bit of the lemon tonic, a little bit of Oasis, a little bit of pink tulip, just to create a nice background for that one. So that was that next layer. So that's going to go matted and layered on the front here like so. You can just see how you've got that lovely border. All the work's been done for you, which makes it nice and straightforward. And then I've taken a piece of our black glitter card, all right, and I've cut both of these. We'll do these again just to show you what I mean with this. So like I said, this one doesn't have an external cutting edge, so I'm going to do them both together. All right.
That's really, you trust your dies to cut a detailed die into glitter card. You've got complete faith in those dies, because very often glitter cards are the sort of card that you might struggle with.
Well, I will use my metal shim for this because the glitter card, it's a coated cardstock.
Yeah.
So I will use my metal shim straight away. I know I said in the past, you know, try it first.
But you know with this.
But I do know with a glitter card that it's going to need that extra little bit of oomph.
It doesn't matter. We know, if you know that you can create these effects with cards like, you know, cardstock like that, then that's just amazing, isn't it? Because that's the sort of thing you pick it up and you put it back because you go, well, no, I'm not going to be able to do it with this.
Yeah, so what we're going to do then is we're going to pop the metal shim on top of my cutting plate, and then I've got the sort of the cutting element of the die face down onto that metal. So it's pushing the metal die through the cardstock into the metal cutting plate. You've got that metal rubbing together again. And then the same configuration of plates. So I've got my plastic, my magnetic, and my top cutting plate on there. And I know for the glitter card, as I say, that's going to need that little bit of extra push. So I've popped that in straight away. And when we pop this through now, and the thing with the glitter card, I always try and refer to it like if you imagine something that's been perforated and you have to just break those little perforations. I find the glitter card a little bit like that. Sometimes you have to just snap that sort of where it's connected, where that overlayer is sort of still connected, and it's almost like taking out something that's been perforated. So once we've got that taken away, if I turn this over, you can see every single part of that has cut through.
Not even had to think about it, has it?
That's why we need a Gemini, to be honest. You know, being able to cut through 2 layers of 300 GSM cardstock, cut through your glitter card like this. And if I take this one away now, okay, the outside edge is clean cut, no problem. You know, you could use that for something else as an aperture. And just look,
Just be gentle with those little curly bits, because there are one or two that are very intricate pieces. So again, just ease it out. But what I mean by the perforations is sometimes you need to just snap. This one's really done a good job with the metal. Look, just popping them out. But if you get any resistance, it's just a case of working that piece backwards and forwards to break the connection between the cardstock and then that layer of glitter over the top. But you can see how they've literally just cut beautifully like butter, and that is the testimony of the Gemini. If anybody's not had a chance to have a Gemini as yet, and you're still thinking about it, there's no way. In my past life, I used to use a handheld machine, a hand cranked one. I would have been at this for about half an hour, passing it backwards and forwards, turning it this way, turning it that way, shimming it up with a bit of card.
There'd be no life left in your card by
I
then,
would have ended
there?
up getting so frustrated. It'd have come out looking as if it had been run over by your car, and you just ended up with it in the bin, you know. But just look, and this, as I say, this is testimony of the power in. Just look at that. I'm going to take them all out. I'm just going to spend a second because I want to take every single one out and show you that they've all cut, and that's just with that metal shimming. So if ever you've got a coated cardstock like that that's got that extra little bit of welly, pop your metal shimming, and then if we put that over here, just look.
It's only the coated card. It's only the coating on the card that was stopping those pieces from popping out, wasn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And then I've run that through my sticky machine because I needed the sticky on the back. Now, if you don't have a sticky Xyron machine, the other way to do this would be to pop some self-adhesive, double-sided adhesive on the back before you cut it. And again, because you're using the metal shim, it will cut through. Now, sometimes with the double-sided adhesive, which I don't think I've got it on the show today, but it is on our website, sometimes you think it hasn't cut through. You look at the back of it, and we're used to seeing that beautiful design when we've cut it through the Gemini. But with the self-adhesive, sometimes it doesn't look cut, but what you'll find is when you peel the backing off, it brings all the bits with it. So all the little die-cut pieces here, it brings it all with it. So don't be too worried. And that then will give you a sticky piece if you don't have access to one of the Xyron sticky maker machines. So let's move all that bits to one side. So we've now got our easel base, we've got our decorative front, and we're going to pop this over that lovely inked background just to give it some nice design there. All right, so let's pop these together. So, and I've just got a plain piece that I'm going to cut to go inside. So this wants to be my inside layer, which was this one. And I'm just going to pass that through so that I've got a piece, for the inside there. So this is just a piece of plain lemon cardstock out of my stash. And I don't need my magnetic shim for that one. In fact, that will fit on my smaller plates, just make life a little bit quicker. And this is what I'm like at home. Between the two sets of plates, I more often than not, wherever possible, use this set through my large Gemini, and then just keep the big ones in case I've got a die or a project that needs that extra size from the larger plates. So this is going to be the inside bit, and you could write your message on this bit. We're going to add a little stopper on there as well. I've made a right old mess over here. Goodness me.
Sign of a good time.
Bits everywhere. So this is going to go. So we've got this one inside here, like so. So we can pop that in with a little bit of the double-sided tape again. Perfect for all your matting and layering. If you prefer a wet glue, I would go with the all-purpose while ever you're sticking cardstock to cardstock. So for example, this layer and the ink layer onto the background, I would go with the all-purpose, which is the one with the red cap. So where are we down here? That one. So that would be my go-to wet glue if I was sticking any cardstock to cardstock or paper to cardstock. It prevents all that ruttling of the paper. And then if I'm sticking anything that's a bit more intricate or delicate, I'd go to the tacky glue, which is what I decant into the little fine applicator bottle. It's just got a little tiny nozzle and gives you a bit more control when that glue's coming out. So we've got that one in there. We're going to pop the sticky one that's already sticky on the front of here. So again, when I take this off my backing sheet, it's got the adhesive behind here,
And I'm just going to be gentle because there's lots of little curly pieces on there that we don't want to damage. And then again, because they've been done with the dies, you know that these are going to fit perfectly and line up over the top of the one that we've already cut, because we use the same external die. And just line those up. And then once you're happy with that, we can literally pop everything into place.
Absolutely beautiful. That is so pretty.
And
it just shows you that you don't have to spend a lot of time doing your inky backgrounds, because once you put something over the top,
yep,
you're just seeing little hints of it, aren't you?
Yeah, so don't worry if you think it hasn't blended properly or you're not happy with it, because like Corrine's just said, we're going to pop a sentiment in the middle here, and there's not a lot showing, it's just a hint of colour behind it. You know, if you're not confident with your inks, use a piece of pattern paper and die cut that and pop it behind there. You know, there's lots of different ways of doing something like that. You might want it clear, you might want to pop a layer of acetate behind there, or even do some colouring on with your alcohol pens on the back of the acetate, so that you've got like a stained glass window effect on there. Again, so many different ways of doing it. So this one's going to go on here, but I'm going to raise it on a few little foam pads. So we're just going to pop, I'm not going to go mad, because again I don't want the wrath of the foam pads. So we'll just go for one in each corner and then one across the middle. But again, just to give some dimension, these ones aren't so bad actually.
Do you know what I mean? I have never known foam pads be so easy to take off the backing.
These, I think they've done something to them. Whether they got fed up of me sat here 10 minutes trying to pick the backs off them, I don't know. But I think our Leanne's actually, oh my goodness, we need to sort Jan out. But I have a really large foam on a roll at home.
Yeah.
It comes about this big. And that one that I had earlier with the long strips on, that one, honestly, it's a nightmare. So yeah, just to pop that one on that background. And again, you've got that comfort of knowing that everything's the right size. It's not, have I made it big enough? Has it got an equal border? It's all been done for you. And then all we need to remember with an easel card is that we only need glue on half of this. And I am the world's worst at forgetting and covering the back. So I tend to put the glue on this bit. So again, whether you want to use your tape runner or whether you want to prefer the wet glue, again, go for that collal all-purpose. And just put the glue on this half of your easel, and that way you don't end up trying to get rid of the sticky off the top of this bit because you've forgotten. So he's going to go, and again it's all been die cut with that same die, so it all matches perfectly. Give that tape a rub just to give that adhesive an activation there, and you can see that coming to shape now. So we need something in the bottom to stop everything moving. So I've got a nice little bow, and you can just see the middle of there, that little black butterfly. I had one piece left on my die set, and that's what's cut the little butterfly, and then I've just popped a gemstone in the middle, and then we're going to put the sentiment, which is one from my stash, just across the centre there. And then he's finished. You might want to add some extra gems to it. So again, I'm just going to pop these on here. Okay, and we're going to pop that across the centre of the butterfly, like so. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of that double-sided tape there, just to pop that one in the middle. And then if I turn you that one round, the bow's going to act as the stopper there. And that's how that particular range was designed for this concept. But don't forget all those other ways. And this, the double one literally is two of them, and then all it is the bases overlapped like so to create your double, as simple as that. So just make two identical and then just stick the bases together on part of it to create that double.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Thank you, Jan. That is really pretty. Jan, can I just ask a quick question? Going back to your previous demo with the pop-out scene, Joe's saying, what collection is the paper from, please?
It's from, well, the paper itself was Country Lane, so the little 6x6 paper pad with the narrower lines on it. The 12x12 is the same paper, but obviously the lines would be a bit wider, so I went for the 6x6 to keep keep them in sort of proportion. And then the blue pearlescent was from the navy and blush, which we brought out a little while ago. There was a pattern paper pad and a pearlescent card pack that matched it, and it's just a piece of that. I just wanted the blue to look like the night sky behind it. So whatever collections you've got that has some blue in, it doesn't have to be the same one. Yeah, but that wood panelling is out of the Country Lane collection.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we've also had messages from Gilmore. What a wonderful Saturday when I can watch Jan work her crafty magic. Jan, we have missed you. Hope we get to see you on screen more often. So there you are. And Gilmore, you're doing craft along with me tomorrow, hopefully. Dale says, hello, Jan and Corrine. It's always a treat to watch you, Jan. Val Lloyd says, and I know this one well, wasn't going to buy today, but those prices are amazing. From Val in Southampton. Yeah, I mean, when they are that price, those pop-out scenes apparently are absolutely flying even. Mary Reno says the shape set is really lovely, and she thinks it's really pretty having the pastel ink behind the black lacy butterflies, and she always loves your demos. Thank you. Chi, I think, says, wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm glad you like it, because that's what we want to do, is just give you a little bit of inspiration and just pique your interest. Now, just want to go back to this bag. Oh, is it? I've picked up the... I mixed the bags around. There we go. I knew exactly which bag I wanted, but I put the wrong one on the floor. Now, this is our Weekend Saver mystery bag. It's our Little Birdie Told Me Saver bag. So this one has got contents worth £101. So they all have roughly the similar sort of contents. And you're going to get this for £30 today or $40 before your club price. So what have we already had a look at? We've looked at 4, we've still got 3 left. So we have got our gorgeous little Birds in Bloom. So that's a die and stamp set, and I love the way the dies cut out on all the different sort of orientation to give you options. You've got your Lovebirds, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is a creator card. Cut it, emboss it and ink through it, and you're really there. Look at that, they've shown you that one on craft cards, which we were talking about earlier. We've also got from the garden party, we have got the vintage bird cage. So this is gorgeous. You've got dies that are going to cut borders, you've got that gorgeous bird cage, you've got the stamps as well as the die, so that is absolutely beautiful. And then we've got our twirling birds. Now those 4 alone are way more than the cost of this bag. So the value of those, I think, was probably way up to about £50–60 on there. And you've still got another 3 die sets that I've not shown you. Might show you some of those a bit later. So you've got another 3 which has got 31 dies between them. So that is amazing. This is all about A Little Bird Told Me, celebrating World Migratory Bird Day. I think that's the right way. So what a mouthful. So yeah, all of those 7 die sets for £30, $40 or £24 if you're a platinum member, or $32 in the club. Right, now the next thing we're going to have a look at, and where Jan's going to do our next demo, is the decorative fold back gatefold. Now each of these sets should be £19.99, and you could actually have 2 of these sets today for £36 or $55. But why do that when you can have this amazing price? So you're going to get all 4 sets today for £47.97 or $71.88. But look at that platinum price, £38.38. Now, we just said you could have 2 sets for £36, $55, or you can have all 4 for £38.38, $57.50 if you're a platinum member. I think I know which option I would go for, but that's up to you. You do what works for you. So what you've got here is, these are like your mixed media deep dish dies. So all of these we're going to show you gatefold. They're going to go through your fabrics. They're going to go through your mount board, because they are your deep dish dies. But what they do is, you get instructions, you get a little instruction booklet or sheet in your card. What they do is enable you to cut out a gatefold card like that in one pass of your die, one piece of cardstock that will then fold back, score it and fold back perfectly. So there we go. So we've got our cupcake with our candles and our cherry and our bow. There we go, like that. So this is our cute cupcake. I think this one, when this one is made up, is the cutest ever. We've done it in black and white here, but if you see it made up in coloured cardstock, it is so gorgeous. So you get that gorgeous gorgeous fold back there. And look at this, every time we give you something to go over the centre. So that is our Euro hoot. Then we've got our majestic butterfly. This is beautiful. This is big butterfly. So instead of doing the easel card like we did on the last one, now we're doing it as a gatefold. And you've still got that centrepiece that's going to go down there to sort of join the two elements together. And then finally, you've got your opulent star. So again, we've got that fantastic gatefold. One pass of your die is going to cut that, so you can see here. But don't forget, these are deep dish multimedia dies. You can see that because of the brown colour shows you that they're the multimedia dies. So you're going to be able to do so much more than just a fold back traditional gatefold card in your card stock. Now I can see Jan's craft desk from here. Are we going to have a look at your hoot?
We are.
Oh, excellent. I do love this one. I do love this one.
Absolutely love him. I'm just going to show you a couple of samples and then I'm going to put the Gemini through its paces, and this is where our Geminis come into their own. Because the first thing that you notice when you take these particular dies out of the set is that they're a different colour. Okay, and that makes them a multimedia die there. All right, so we've got those lovely, I'm saying multimedia, they were actually designed for fabric dyes, which is what we're going to use. We're going to use lots of different textures to make our little owl. But just before I do that, I'm going to show you him in cardstock. And again, you know, these are designed to make that gatefold, but there's nothing to stop you changing the designs and making them into that easel card again, or it might be a card front, it might just be a topper. Again, doing them in fabric, it could be used for applique and that kind of thing. But the actual concept was done to create that fold back design. So again, we've got that shape there that opens up, and this is all done with one cut. Wrong way, Jan, that way. I always go this way because that's the way I look at it on my screen, and it disappears and I need to do it in reverse. I've been doing this job for nearly 4 years now and I still go the wrong way. All right, so that's the star. And then we've got that beautiful cupcake. So again, you can see that concept's been designed to cut it all in one piece. You've got that lovely gatefold, and then you've got all the necessary pieces to embellish. And again, this could be on a scrapbook page. How great would that look if you used that part of the die to cut the photo and pop a little photo inside there? If it was something that you'd been, when we were up at our caravan, we go to a lovely little ice cream shop. So photos from that inside there would look gorgeous. And again, you know, these are intended as that gatefold, but there's nothing to stop you using them as toppers. So this one's just been done on a cardigan. You know, so they're there to be used as you wish, lots of different ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the gatefold, and then we're going to cut lots of different materials and fabrics to create that design. So some of it, I've got some of it prepped ready, but I just want to show you first of all what we're going to get. So in here, which is very much, I've just tried to take it off and decided against it because it's stuck to the back of the acetate. But you can see here that we do get a little information leaflet here. And it says to start out with a piece of cardstock that is 12 inches wide across that long side by 6.5 inches. Okay, so I've cut my piece of Centura pearl that size, and then it asks us to score it at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches and 10 inches. So I've actually got 2-inch panel here and here, and then these are going to fold in, and a 2-inch panel here and here, and that's created my gatefold card. So if I was going to make a straight-sided card, that would be where I got to with my actual decoration then. So what I'm going to do is just reinforce those folds in there for a second, because I want to make sure that those are nice and crisp. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop the die right over the top of this. All right, so here's my outline, and we're literally going to pop him and line him up. Can you see how you've got the little tiny notches top and bottom?
It's clever, isn't it? They've thought of everything that you need, haven't they?
Now you might say, well, Jan, you've failed because he's wider than the gatefold, but I'm going to cut a set to go on top of here, and that bit will be hidden. So don't worry about that. We're just going to get that card panel to start off with. And again, this is where your Gemini comes into its own. I've got not 2 layers this time, but 3 layers of Centura pearl. So we've got the top layer, the fold back layer and the base layer, and we're literally going to put it through its paces. So again, let's just get this centered on here and get our card base, for want of a better way. So this one's going to go on here. Don't need the metal shim this time. We're going to pop this one on. Okay, just going to put another piece of tape at the other side there, because I want to make sure that that stays in place there like that. Tape him down. He's trying to fly away. It must be because it's migration day. He's off to pastures new. There we go, look. Okay, pop him in there. Now then, let me just have a double check. Yeah, multimedia. So the minute we get multimedia, we need to think about our plates. Because we've got extra depth in both the cardstock and the metalwork, I don't need all my plates. So again, the first one that always comes out is the magnetic shim, and I'm just going to pop my frosted shim and my top one in place. Okay, and then we're going to pop that through our Gemini, and that one's going to cut through to give us our card base shape. So just to pass that through, and again this size will fit through your Junior. So the size of that card, so you start thinking about 12-inch length of card, because we've folded it, you can see there that would easily go through your Gemini Junior. And again, it's cut all the way. Look at that.
Oh, you can see, can't you?
Absolutely confident in the capabilities of that Gemini. So again, just to release the tape there so that it doesn't snag on those sides. And look, not one, not two, but 3 layers of Centura pearl cut beautifully into your gatefold shape. Now, as I say, don't worry about this bit here, because what I'm going to do is cut it again, all right, and then cut it down the middle to create the 2 separate pieces. So just get rid of all those extra bits. All right, and I'll come back to that in a second because I've got that ready prepared. And then also in your set, you've got, if I put him back here in the middle, let's pop him on there so that you can see.
Have you seen Joe with these cards? Because I got a message come through from Mary Reno saying, I love these dies. I keep thinking of Joe being creeped out by the one with googly eyes. Did we we must have had a demo with googly eyes. Oh, sorry, take my card.
My owl's going to have some googly eyes.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh, apparently one eye was looking at Joe.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So you can see we've got the wings there. And again, I like the fact that you've got the 2 pieces there. All right, yep. Because you can do this all in one go. And then you've got the base for his eyes. Okay. You've got the inner parts of his eyes there.
This is what brings it to life, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the difference just between, you know, a regular die and the detail.
You've got his little feet, so cute. And I'm not sure if there's not a couple of pieces missing out of here. I've got one eye. I don't know, 12 pieces. So 1, 2, 3,
yeah, you should
4,
have
5, 6, 7,
yeah,
8,
you've lost
9,
an eye.
10. Yeah, there should
You've
be
lost an
another
eyeball.
eye, and there should be his beak.
Oh,
all right,
and
and
a strip.
And then you've got the decorative strip, yeah.
Yeah, you've still got that one.
I've got that one that he can sit on if need be, yeah. So I've got enough to do what I want to do, and I've got some of this cut anyway. So
your eyes are saying both times over, so
yeah, and you can cut them together.
Yeah.
So what I've got then is I've got a range of different textures, and we're going to cut it into some fabrics rather than cardstock. So the one that I showed you was done with cards and inks. You might want to use some of our textured cardstocks, absolutely. But I thought just for something different and to show you where these dies and the Gemini come into play, I've taken a piece just of pattern cotton, and I've ironed on a little bit of is it Violin, I think it's called, just to stiffen the back of it and make it, and the reason I've done that is it helps with the die cutting and it helps with the less fraying around. And this is as far as my soft crafts go, all right, just die cutting pieces. No stitching involved, just die cutting and sticking. But it does actually help with the fraying around the edge of it. So we're going to cut his body out of here, literally. Just pop him on like so, all right. So what I'm going to do is start and build up these details, and for this one I'm going to pop my metal shim in as well because we're going on to the fabrics. So we've got that piece to cut the body out, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape to stop it moving when I lift it up. So that one can go. It's probably going to spring back up again.
We do a really awkward twist, don't we, from the counter to get into the die cutting machine. So things do pop out.
Mine's even worse at home because my desk's here and my Gemini's back to back. So I do a complete spin and usually dies end up all over the place. So we're going to do 2 wings. This is just felt. So I've got a couple of wings coming out of the turquoise felt there. All right, so those are going to go on there. This is actually a piece of old window blind.
Oh, wow.
You know, my family know not to throw anything away until they've checked with me. So it's just, you know, what the blinds are made of. And I'm going to cut his eyes out of that one. So that one can go up there.
I can just imagine all the things being stuck. Don't throw that away.
Shoelaces out of old shoes and stuff like that. The kids used to go to car boot sales when we were little with Dad, and they'd come back with all sorts of old bits and pieces like, is this any good, Mum? Is this any good? Treasure, they used to call it. And then I've got a little bit of faux leather. So we're going to do that for his inside eye, and I might need to cut. I've got some of these cut already, but you'd cut 2 of those, obviously. And then this is just cardstock. There's nothing to stop you using cardstock at the same time. We're going to cut that part of his eye. He's going to have some nice green eyes. Okay. And then I've just got a piece of craft card scrap that we will cut his 2 little feet and the beak bit, which I've misplaced, but I've got it cut already. So we've got all those at the ready. And I'm going to go the whole hog with this. So again, because they're multimedia, we're going to put that frosted shim on.
And the machine doesn't mind that you've got different heights, different widths, different
This is
textures.
the beauty of having the Gemini. As I say, with my old hand crank machine, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I'd have had to work out which bits I was going to cut first. I might have had to shim some of them up. But I've got all those on, different textures, different fabrics, and we're literally going to pass that through our Gemini. And I think this is probably... You know, when you see us demoing the Gemini, you think, oh, it's just cutting cardstock, Jan. Yeah, you know, you've just cut a shape out. But when you see it do something like this all in one pass, I just think it really brings home what the Geminis are about.
So the machine, you could hear the machine just slowed itself down a little bit, didn't it? It needed a little bit more time and a little bit more power.
And the crackling, don't worry about the crackling. It will do that with certain fabrics, one of which being felt. Every time I've cut felt, it's obviously something to do with the texture of the felt. You get that crackling noise. So don't worry about that. There's nothing wrong with the Gemini. It's just the pressure pressing that die through your fabrics. So when we take these off now, we've got 2 beautifully cut wings. Look at those, just cut through them like butter, and you've got all this little like feathered detail on them there as well. And just get this, pop it on here, you can see where it's actually cut through, look. You see how it's got the little feather shapes in it. So that's the 2 wings there. We've got 1, 2. No snagging,
you could
no
use
nothing.
those as scales if you were doing like a large mermaid, couldn't you?
Obviously the cardstock, no problem there with the cardstock. We've got that little bit of faux leather there, look straight through. And again, you'd need 2 of those for his eyes. We've got the craft card again, no problem, because we're just cutting through craft card with a multimedia die. We've got that little piece, look, just absolute dream. Now they get the scrap and the dies on the right pile.
I'm just picturing your conservatory with a piece missing out of the blind.
One of the blinds. Do you know, you'd laugh, Corrine, because my landing blind actually looks like that. But not because I've pinched it, it's actually broken. Because they've been there so long, the plastic's starting to perish and the centre bit has actually come out. And we were like, do we get another blind? We need to get a new blind. We've had them ages and we've not done anything about it yet. So when you close it at night, there's a little inch strip down the middle. But just look, just Charlotte, come and have a look for me. Come and have a look, Charlotte. Get as close as you can for me on that edge. But just look how neat. There's no fraying, no snagging on your fabric at all. And that's just with that little bit of extra stiffener on the back of it. If you don't have that, I know one of our products, thank you Charlotte, one of our products is a spray-on stiffener that you can buy in an aerosol as well. I'm not, you know, sort of a wizard on soft crafting, but I do know we do a spray-on stiffener that makes the fabrics more rigid like a paper. So what I've done with with these then, let me just pop all the dies together so that we don't lose any more pieces. And again, I'll talk you through what I've done, because we're going to build this up and then literally cut it down the middle
So you'd build
so
it
that we've got a
first?
bit on each side.
Yeah.
So I would do the decorating first, and what I've done is cut another layer of cardstock as well. So I've just used that main outline die and cut a flat piece of card first, and then I've mounted this one onto the cardstock, and then you can see his eyes are going to go in the middle there, and the tacky glue would work absolutely fine for sticking your fabric elements together. So that lovely one in the bottle with the blue lid, if you've got this in your stash, this loves working with things that aren't cardstock. So anything that you've got here that's not a cardstock, I would use the tacky glue for, and less is more. You don't need a lot of it, because the last thing you want it to do is start soaking through the fabric. So just a little tiny bit. All right, that would work the same for his wings. So I would use the tacky glue on the back of there.
I can see now with the eyes why it's good to build it first before you cut it.
Yeah. And then literally, you could still use your tacky glue, even though that's a bit of card. Okay, and then I've got some more cut out. And then we've got his two little feet, which I've added a little bit of colour to. Let me bring these two in that I've coloured. And I've just used my alcohol pen just to add a bit of colour. The missing piece from the die set was his beak. Okay, and then we've got his little googly eyes. And I've done all that, and then literally, where's he gone? I've lost him, there he is. Done all that, and then literally, well, before I pop the beak on, I've just popped it in the guillotine and cut him in half. And that's the cardstock. So this literally now is going to stick onto here, and it covers, can you see what I meant about that little bit that was missing here? All right, and you've got him on both sides with his little googly eyes, and then when he's all stuck together and dried, you've got your finished design there.
That looks absolutely
I've
amazing.
just popped a little sentiment in the middle, so you can see it's just really, really good fun. And being able, you know, if you've got fabric scraps in there, I just think he's ace. I think if I look through my stash hard enough to find, I think he needs a little bow tie.
Yeah.
I think we're missing a bit there. He needed a little bow tie. But if you've got our bow dies at home, you've got a little tiny one.
You got a bow on the
cupcake, yeah. Little bow tie on there just to finish him off would look great, wouldn't it? Yeah. But just something different. And I mean, how different, you know, looking at him done in cardstock and then done in the fabrics. Oh, here we go again. Look, Jan. There we go. Yeah, totally different again.
Absolutely
Bit
gorgeous.
of fun.
I love those, and so does
And I've just looked up and seen the clock. It's like, wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
So we've got Charlotte saying, is the metal shim only for cutting fabric?
No, you've seen me use that metal shim earlier with our detailed dies.
Yeah.
So anything that you think may sort of not cut perfectly with just one pass, you can add that metal shim in just to give it that anchor for the metal die to make connection with the metal shim.
Just metal on metal,
gives you that. It's just like, like you'd have, you know, your guillotine, your scissors, anything like that. Metal against metal, you're going to get that beautiful cut through it. So yes, it will work with your fabrics. Yes, it will work with your paper craft and your card as well.
Excellent. So Mary Rena says, love the look of adding the textures of fabrics to card. Do you know what? I keep saying I'm still in the midst of sorting out my craft room, getting it back to standard. I've got 2 boxes, and one of them is so full of fabric scraps. I'm not a fabric crafter, but just to use. And you've just given me so many ideas.
I keep all sorts.
How wonderful, Jan, says Pam E. Right, now, we need to quickly do demo of the show.
I can't believe, just looking at the clock then, I was like, wow, where did that go?
Okay, what we've got 4?
So, top of the show then, number 1, we started off with those beautiful gatefold dies, and we used the classic lace to cut it into the top and bottom to make our easel card. So we've got the same design at the bottom, and we have at the top. That was number 1. Number 2, we used the little pop-out dies, not necessarily to pop out. We've just made ourselves a nice little diorama scene there, added a bit of gilding wax from the moonlight, so that was number 2. Number 3 was our easel designs, and we used the butterfly to make that gorgeous little inked background there for the butterfly, so that's number 3. And then number 4 was our little fabric gatefold owl there. So again, he opens up, we've just got a little message inside there, you could put whatever you wanted inside.
Just a bit of fun. I think the kiddies again would love these.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Right, so
Number
1 is
four.
the decorative gatefold, 2 is the pop-out, 3 is the butterfly easel, and 4 is the owl. So you have a quick vote on that. Love to know what you do. We'll quickly show you all a bit more about the Club Inspire while you all have your vote, and hopefully by the time we come back there should be an answer, and we'll just quickly recap on the things that you have been loving in this show, because there are so many bargains to be had. But the best bargains always come when you're a member of our Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, $1 or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila, an amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Right, let's have a look at some of the things that you have absolutely been loving. Now, one of the ones that you've been really loving, and I'm not really surprised at this when you look at the price, is our pop-out scene stamp and die set, giving you a 70% saving. Now, these normally retail at $7.99 a set, and you're going to get 8 sets in total. But instead of paying $63.92 or $79.60, today you're going to get all 8 sets for £19 or $23.50. Now, can I just say, if there is an offer on these, any 2 sets for $14.50 or $18. But really think about it carefully. For an extra, what is it, £4.50 and what are we, $5.50, you're going to get the other 6 sets.
That's a no-brainer.
It really is a no-brainer. I can't tell you what to buy. I'm just saying think about it really carefully, please. So what you're going to get is you're going to get your secret garden, which is absolutely gorgeous. So you saw on the examples, and Jan's going to show us some more examples in 2 minutes, how these can pop out, how they can be shaker cards, how they can be the fronts of cards, how she's done that lovely card in the demonstration. And everything you see on all of the demos and all of the projects that she's showing you, you can change the scene. If it's, you know, the pop out, pick any of the scenes that you want. So we've got the secret garden, absolutely beautiful. Then we've got the country village, which is so nice, absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Not as much of the centre showing, so you know, but it's still going to look lovely as a shaker card or popping out. I love this one. This one, Into the Woods, is going to go so well with this set at the side of me, this cute creatures, because we've got the squirrels, we've got the deers. You know, you're just going to be able to stamp them out and use them as your accessories on here if that's how you wanted to use them. So that's your Into the Woods. You've then got your party vibes, and I keep showing it, saying, well, look at that. Party vibes and your time to celebrate as a diorama card, layer upon layer. Those are going to be brilliant. So Party Vibes is the first one with the bottle and the bunting, and Time to Celebrate is the one with the party hat and the candles. And again, some more bunting. But look at this, don't forget you're getting all the stamps. You've got 92 elements in total here. We've got our home, perfect for your new cards, you know, all of those sorts of things, you know, maybe your bon voyage, however you want to do that. I've got Enjoy the Bubbles here, which is lovely. And remember, all of these sentiments, you're just going to be able to mix and match them round if you wanted to. And finally, Go Camping. How brilliant. I'd love to go camping in a retro caravan van like that. That would be absolutely brilliant. Now, all of these, as we said today, are £19 or $23.50, or if you're in the club, it is $15.20 or $18.80 for our Platinum Aspire members. So yeah, think about that, and that is a brilliant deal. Have you got some examples to show us?
I have, yeah, again, just to show you the different ways in which you can use them. So again, you know, they were designed, the concept was designed as a pop-out. So because of that, we've kept the fronts of the card fairly straightforward because the detail was in that pop-out inside. So you can see there, just creating that shape, all right? And this is exactly the same shape as Sarah demos when she's got the ultimate. So she does the outside card with one fold, she does the inside with the different folds, and you've got that pop out straight away, and then we die cut into that centerpiece. So that was the concept. And again, just to show you again, you know, kept the front fairly straightforward. It doesn't have to be anything fancy on the front because the inside is the bit that's going to take the center stage. So again, that's the one with the little houses on there. So that was how they were thought of when they were actually designed, but there's nothing to stop you just using them as a topper. So this one's just been cut out and used as a topper on a straightforward card there, little tent fold card. You can see straight through there, look. You could pop acetate behind there if you wanted. You could do a nice little piece with the clouds on behind it with some ink. And then again, you know, similar kind of thing again, just keeping that white there. But again, you've got that gap. You can see my hand behind there. But then why not take it a step further? You know, you think, yeah, it just looks like a normal card, Jan, but when we actually pop it back into shape, you've got that lovely cuboid shape there. Yeah, so and then again, we've got some of the little elements stuck inside. You can just see the little hat and things inside.
And like then floating, again, don't they?
Great for those diorama style. So again, you've got that cut into the front there. You could pop another layer if you wish. You could cut another layer and build up those scenes. It may be that you wanted to snip away the church in the first one and put a second one behind it on like a little separate piece so that the church looked as if it was further back and create that depth in your cards just by using that diorama version. Again, lots and lots of different ways of using them.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Right, now, having just said, looked at those, shall we talk about demo of the show? What's your predictions, Jan?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say, to be honest, on that one. There's such a variety of styles
but
there.
It's all about the card shapes. It's all
shapes.
About the shapes.
I would say possibly the butterfly or the owl then, because those are more of a shaped card.
Nope.
Nope.
Demo number 2.
Oh, lovely. The little,
Demo
that's
number 2.
funny enough. We've just been looking
I
at those,
know.
haven't we? So
I
that was
think
our little scene there that we'd made again into that sort of diorama. And then we'd done the little deer there with the squirrel offering his acorn, and then the moonlight in the background there. So yeah, thank you very much,
I do love
guys.
that. It's gorgeous. I think the gilding wax finished it, Jan. I think that was the perfect bit. Right, so just before we finish, the last one we want to look at is where we really started off this morning. This is with our decorative gatefold die collection. So these are $14.99 each, and you're going to get all 6 sets today, but we're going to give you 15% off. Now these only launched 2 weeks ago on the 27th of April. I think that's 2 weeks ago, maybe a couple of days more than 2 weeks, but not many more days than 2 weeks ago. So first of all, you've got your floral meadow. Now for each one of these, you're going to get 2 detail dies, 2 edger dies, and as Jan explained to you, there is no cutting blade down this side so that you can cut them into your cardstock so that you can create this lovely gatefold style card. Really, really beautiful. And each one is going to have the detailed dies to go in the middle. So that is your floral meadow. The next one that you've got is your floral swirls. Absolutely gorgeous. And remember, on each of them, your 2 panels are different. Use the 2 different panels together. Use the same panels together if that's how you would rather do that. After that, we have got our gorgeous lace and scroll. Really, really lovely. Like a big zigzag crack, a lightning crack down the middle. I do like that. And I love the way that Jan showed us how if you don't use the outside dies, you can make a lovely panel to go on the front, back, inside, however you want, however it works. The next one you've got is your classic lace. Again, a completely different edge to there. Can you see if I lift that up? You've got a completely different shape edge to that, but they all fit together perfectly. So that was your classic lace. Then we've got our opulent botanicals, which is really gorgeous. That's that Zorro Z going through there. Really, really beautiful. And finally, we've got our deco vines. Something a little bit different, lovely shapes, really sort of Art Deco shapes coming through in the middle. Now remember, these are $74.95 today or $99.75. Or if you're a platinum member of our Inspire Club, you're going to get them for that amazing price of £59.96. So basically, 6 sets, £59.96, £10 a set. Absolutely brilliant, $79.80. So hopefully we've shown you something here to show you that cards can be a little bit of a different shape. We can really do something a little bit different. Yes, we all love our 6x6 square cards or our 5x7 cards, but sometimes it's really nice to step out of that comfort zone and make something with a little bit more shape, a little bit of interest, whether it's a gatefold, whether it's an easel, whether it's a fold back or a diorama. It's up to you, but shaped cards are absolutely fantastic, and I hope Jan has shown you that they really aren't that difficult to achieve. So that's us done for now. We're going to go and have, it's tea time this time. We're going to be back at 6 o'clock. Do you see if my day works by food? We have food breaks.
Work and eat, work and eat.
Yeah,
Why
work,
not?
eat, work,
Sounds
eat,
like a plan.
Yeah, it just works so well for me. We're going to be back at 6 p.m. with our cute characters. Now, we've already introduced you to our cute characters here, but we have got so many more. Really, we've got lots and lots of cute characters. 1 p.m. Eastern Coast, 10 a.m. on Pacific. I hope you can join us. I believe Jan's got even more brilliant demos to show you, and we'll also have our demo of the day, which we know Jan's going to win. But she's not going to win demo of the week because it's my turn to win demo of the week. I haven't seen what she's done, and you haven't seen what I'm going to do tomorrow either. I need a star. I need a sympathy star. So come back and join us at 6 p.m. It'll be lovely to have your company. We're going to go through all things cute characters, and we have some amazing, amazing ones. So we've got our cute characters, Stamp and Dive. We've got Animals with Attitude, Trifold Aperture Stamps. We've got some Lee Holland, and we've got our cute character box card collection. That's just a few. And if it's still going, hopefully it will be, we've got our gorgeous A Little Bird Told Me So mystery bag as well, because I've only shown you, what have I shown you, 4 of the 7 dice. This is amazing value. Maybe we'll get to the end of this today. £30, $40, so that's going to drop down to £24 if you're a platinum member, which is absolutely brilliant. So please come back and join us at 6 p.m. We'd love to have your company. So until then, we're going to have a break, and we'll see you in an hour. Ta-ra!